What is up, A team? Welcome back. AuzSOME here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day, or not, depending on what, but I hope it's awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about crypto, to talk more about the markets have taken a complete dump. I mean, we've hit some levels that I honestly was like, man, we're hitting levels. I mean, I thought that like we'd hit some levels here, but I mean, we continue to go down in price, and it's kind of just like discouraging to some degree. I mean, I think we could all agree to that, that it is kind of like you wake up and you're kind of like, dang it, man. Like, this is not where you want to go. But it was actually happened last night. It didn't happen this morning. It actually happened last night. And a lot of it had to do with the markets out there, with the Asian markets coming down. I think we have a lot of things to, I wouldn't say push blame on, but I mean, there's a lot of things out there that you're like, okay, maybe we could do better about this. I mean, obviously, we've been talking about this for quite a while on the stream here, is that leveraging has been one of the biggest things out there. I think people putting in a lot of these leverages have definitely hurt the markets. And the reason why is because this just the bot trading out there, just the amount of manipulation that can happen with these exchanges, knowing where the longs and the short positions are. The dark pools are eventually going to I mean, I think that's the next move in crypto, is just to trade or do leverage trading in a dark pool that allows you to basically no one can see what trade you're doing. I think that that's probably the next step, because right now just the longs and the shorting of the markets are getting obliterated. These positions are going crazy, and the amount of people putting the risk out there to leverage, even myself, like I catch myself like, like, yeah, I'm going to go out there and leverage trade. And here we are leverage trading. And, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And I think a lot of people, unfortunately, get obliterated in these situations. And we're seeing that right now. We're seeing that happen live. I mean, it's been going on for almost 2 months now, and it's just getting exhausting, right? And I think eventually people are going to get exhausted of it. Maybe so. Maybe some people won't. I don't know. But before we jump into it all and talk about everything, go through the data, everything like that, I do want to say what's up to everyone here on the A team. What's up? What's up, Z Goals? To see you, buddy. It's good to see you, man. I appreciate you being back here, dude. What a great sale today. Yeah, a lot of people were actually out here buying the dips, dude. A lot of people were out here DCAing their way into positions, and I don't blame them for doing that if they have the extra cash on the side. And there's a lot of data out there actually showing that we actually have a lot of money out there still. I know people might seem like the industry is exhausted, or we might be exhausted in terms of like money spent, but there's actually a lot of in reserves right now. So yeah, are we officially in a bear market? Hi, what's up, Eugene? What's up, Just Mal? Good to see you. Pipeline, Cool Cat, good to see you guys. Appreciate you all being here. We got Trent in the house here. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. We got Craig Beats, F Joe. What's up, bud? We got Adam in the house here. My batch, Pipeline, Corey Hobbs, Dustin. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys all being here, dude. We got Chris in the house here. What's up, Rick? We got Guy. What's up, Guy? Good to see you, dude. We got Deb. What's up, Deb? Good seeing you, Deb. Oh, we got the North Texas Pepper Gal. What's up? Long time no see. Hope all is well with you. Who else? We got my batch. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Gave up leverage. Yeah, leveraging, it looks like it's obliterating a lot of people here. Ian, good to see you, man. Who else we got in house here? We got Bashman. What's going on, my guy? Good to see everyone here. What's up, everyone over here on the TikTok side? Good to see everyone here in the house here. We got Ripple Tom or Ripple Tron. What's up, Ripple Tron? Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. We got Ashley. What's up, Ashley Nicole? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Who else we got in the house here over on the TikTok side? That's about it. So all that's commented. So what's going on, everyone? Okay, let's jump into it. We got some things to cover today. Like I said earlier, you can see that the cryptocurrency market is down. Down back to 2.89 trillion. Again, this isn't the lowest level we've seen, but it's definitely coming downward pretty hot right now. You can see that the fear and greed, we're at a 25 yesterday. 25 was our fear and greed. We're actually starting to climb back out of it. Went out of, went into like more of the I guess you could say, not so fearful, but now we've fallen back into kind of an extreme fear again. Kind of sucks to see. Obviously, the amount of liquidations that have happened in the past 24 hours has been extreme. You can see Bitcoin dropped 7%, actually dropped larger than that. I mean, Ethereum was well over 10%. It's back to 9.72%. XRP fell below 190 or below the $2 at 199 right now. Fell almost well over 10% yesterday. I mean, even Hedera fell pretty hot right now, falling back down to the 13. This fell back into the 12. A lot of things are coming down pretty hot right now across the board. Obviously, even the stock market is trying to make a little bit of a comeback. It's actually coming back just slightly. If you were watching this morning, the NASDAQ was actually getting obliterated. It's back to minus 30 points. The S&P is pretty flat, sitting at the 12 point, and the Dow is getting beat up pretty good here on the about 219 points down. And again, this is not good, right? I said this yesterday on a post on X. I said, everything has shown that when November is bad, so is December. And I mean, I'm not the only one saying that, but I mean, it's very clear when you look at like everything out there, all the data. I mean, we're probably preparing ourselves for a bad December. And I say that, and like when I say that, that basically means that like everyone's now going to prepare for that, unfortunately. And that's usually when it comes back. I just come here to see the beard. What's up, CEO Jorge? Good to see you, buddy. Alts have been in prolonged bear market since 2022. They have, Matthew. I was actually looking at a stat on that. It's crazy how long the alt season has gone on, right? I mean, like we haven't had an alt season at all in all reality. I mean, I know that I said November 2024 when XRP went from 50 cents to $3. Like that's a pretty crazy alt right there. But I get what you're saying. Like not all alts ran. So yeah, that could be, it's a concern. Like read the whole Venezuela thing. It's crazy. It's actually not. If you go back and look at what sort of happened here, I mean, crypto liquidation surged to 900 million over the last 24 hours as Bitcoin fell towards the 84,000 mark. It said no headlines or market move news, but what happened was just shortly after the liquidation, as you guys can see right here on the liquidation charts. I mean, 956 million, almost back to a billion. I mean, every time we have massive liquidation events, it's like every time it's multiple billions of dollars that are getting liquidated in the markets. But what actually happened, what turned the markets here was the Japan's 10-year government bond yield surged to 1.84, its highest level since April of 2008. As you guys know, April 2008 was a horrible year for the global economy. I mean, that was the housing crisis. That was our financial, the housing market bubble that happened. And this is the first time we've hit these levels here. And so when you start to go back and look at this, BTC is simply selling off because of macro and leverage hits at the same time. Japan's 2-year bond yield just jumped above the 1%, which I just showed you, was at 1.84%. And what's crazy about this is it means that borrowing in Japan has now become more expensive. This shift scares global markets and pushed investors out of risk assets, including that of BTC or Bitcoin. This is the macro-driven drops, then broke support, triggered stop losses, and forced leverage long liquidations, which is exactly what's happening right now. We saw this back over here. I mean, the longs are getting absolutely obliterated. Anyone out there that's like trying to be bullish on the market, putting in these long positions, are getting completely liquidated. The bears have taken over. The bears continue to push the markets downward, and a lot of it has to do with this. I mean, the 10-year bond was triggered here, causing the Asian markets to go down. I mean, that's just simply what it was, dude. The borrowing costs got more expensive, and we're starting to see that on a global scale. Sell your house, some kidney, take a max loan. TikTok sound is still glitching. Oh, is it really bad over there still? I don't know why, dude. I gotta figure out a way over on the TikTok side to make it better, dude. I don't know what the answer is on the TikTok side. If it's even like, I don't know what to do. Maybe there's like an audio effect I can do. I don't know. It's still glitching over there. Sorry, dude. Is crypto going back up soon? I think so. And that's probably why I'm having. Yeah, I have to figure out the TikTok side. I'll probably have to get a different mic or something on that side. Messed around and got scammed out of 1,600 coins on my update. Gosh, dang, dude. Let's see. Genesis, what's going on? Crypto likes to deliver max pain with the amount of bears out there. Yeah. Let me. So it sounds like my my audio over here on the TikTok side still sucks. All right, I'll have to figure out some other way to do that, dude. I wonder if I can actually switch to. Let's do this. I'll tell you the truth. Let's actually do this over here on the TikTok side. I don't know if I can actually do it here. Let's see if I could add a source. I don't know if I can actually add a source or not with this. Let's go. Let's just go here and just see if that sounds better. Let's just add that. Maybe that will be better. Maybe that will be better over there. Maybe it sounds better over here now that I'm not using. I'll use the Mac one. It might be a little echoey, but it might sound a little bit better. Anthony will let me know. Hey, I'm listening over here. Andrew, let me know if that sounds a little better. I don't know. But need to start pegging XRP to gold. That'd be nice, dude. Yeah, we haven't seen BTC echoes. Yeah, I figured there's gonna be a little bit of an echo here, just because of the audio. But hopefully it sounds better. I don't know. Maybe it sounds a little better. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. I guess we'll find out real quick, dude. Oh, it's echoing pretty bad. All right. I wonder what the echo sound. I should tell Fan to get in there. Tell Fan to like figure it out for me. Oh, it's because of this right here. Let's do the microphone. Select microphone. Oh, I wonder how that works. So now it's glitching. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, dude, to be honest with you. Let's do maybe that's better. Maybe that will be better. I don't know. Maybe that's better now. Let's run a stream test later. I know, right? Let's run a stream test later. Let's do it. Yeah, let's see if that happens, dude. Bull run canceled. We'll see, dude. We'll see if it's canceled. I don't know, dude. I've been watching YouTube anyways. Kind of better. All right, that's better. All right. We need the Clarity Act sooner rather than later. I think Clarity Act will actually be better. Okay, cool. We're sounding a lot better. I figured it out now. We're good now. But that's what it comes down to. I think is this. I mean, obviously this scared the markets. Everyone saw this on the market side. So I mean, yeah, I think I think that that's really what caused this. And you can go back and actually look at where, like, I mean, Bitcoin came down to. I mean, again, almost hit the levels that we wanted here. But the good thing here is that if you're back and you're looking at this, these are the levels that we don't want to go down past, right? I mean, you don't really. These are the levels that we've seen since 2024, all the way up to this run. This is the channel that's being created here, and you don't want to actually lose that channel. I mean, coming down to 80,000 is kind of the marker right now, and that's what you don't want to lose. Unfortunately, that's really what you don't want to lose, is that right around that 80,000 marker, which you can come back and actually see the channel that's being created here. Most important support levels for the total cryptocurrency market cap is right here. I mean, you're sitting roughly around the 292, which is 2.92 trillion. Again, we're sitting at roughly, or not 2. That's right where it's at 2.92 trillion. You don't want to go below 80,000 on Bitcoin is what it comes down to. And I think that actually brought the total market cap down. Let's actually take the total market cap. I think that brought it down to, I think you don't want to hit below, I think it's like 2.82 is the number. 2.82 is the number for total market cap on that. So 2.82 is not where we want to go. We're roughly sitting around 2.89. So not too bad. In all reality, it's actually looking a lot better. So a lot of people are so dead set on labeling this bear market like it's going to make them feel better. It's, again, people could say it's a bear market. It's hard to say because, like, when you go back and look at the numbers where we're at, like, we haven't actually even hit a full bear market. We might be like sniffing the levels of a bear market, but there's some actual, like, I'll show you this chart right here. So you can see right here, this is what I put out yesterday, saying that when December is red, when November is red, December is red as well. And you can see right now, a bad November has been followed by a bad December 100% of the time. This goes all the way back to, all the years before. We're talking like roughly before 2015, 2013, 2014. Anytime we've had a negative year in the past 15 years, we've had a negative. If a negative November happened, a negative December happened. So we're on pace to show that we're probably going to have a negative November. And last time, if you go back and look at these, when we had a negative December, we actually went into a negative January as well. So this was back in 2018, which is where a lot of these numbers are based off of. I mean, this is our worst Bitcoin. Our worst time was right here in 2018. We had a negative 30%, then followed by a minus 7.2%. And then we went into 2019 at minus 7.5%. If you even go back and look at 2021, we had a bad November at 7.1%, followed by an 18.8% in December. And then you go into January, and we even had a minus 17% over there. So anytime that we've ever had that, I mean, you can even go into 2019 within 20 is the one anomaly here where we actually went into a positive 30.6%. So, it's really going to be hard to see where this goes. I've always said it's tough when you actually look at when you start to try to look at historical data and try to match it up. Like, I feel like we've completely, all the historical data has been obliterated. Like, everything that we base our stuff off of this year alone, I feel like has not come true. Everything you're like, well, history has shown this, and all the years it's shown that. And then all of a sudden you come to this year, and this year is just not matched up at all. It's not matched up at all, even with indicators being at the bottom, even with RSIs being way over, oversold at this point. They're not matching up. It's just not matching up. And again, people can say, well, this is maybe the turning of a new cycle. And that's what the big discussion is are we in a new cycle, or maybe have we entered into a new cycle? I don't know. I really don't know if we have or not. I do know that things are not the same. I do know that things are not matching up correctly. You can go back and look at a lot of the data throughout the years, and usually it pans out pretty well. And up until probably last year, things were spot on, dude. Like, you could literally trade the markets pretty damn easily. And this year, it's kind of not. It's kind of not the same at all, to be honest. It's been a rough market, dude. The cycle may get rewritten based off the utility, real use. It very well could, dude. Crypto will make this December y'all want to forget. Yeah, it's been a rough one, man. You know what I mean? I put out a tweet yesterday talking about how, I said both times that Bitcoin actually hit their lowest levels here, You had minus 37%. Well, this is actually the monthly returns here. You have Bitcoin at minus 37% in November in 2018, and then here in November of 2025. And I said, both of them were under the Trump administration. Some people didn't like that I said that, but it's true. They're both under the Trump administration when that happened. I mean, the economies were kind of fluttering, and we're just about to take off. Like I agree that in 2018, 2019, the markets were looking good, and then obviously the pandemic came in and kind of completely obliterated the economy on that. Even though we had a good bounce back, but I mean, it really did. And so I think that we're actually lining ourselves up to say, hey, dude, we went through some rough times here, but like things are going to be better. Things are going to get better. We might be seeing some downturn, but things are going to get better here. Silver chart is the only chart that's working. Dude, the silver chart's going crazy. But the only thing about the silver chart that makes me realize that if you go back and look at the previous years of what happened in 1980 and then in the 1990s when silver went up to their all-time highs, it was way manipulated, dude. Still way underpriced, but it was super manipulated, right, by institutional investors. And I think I can't remember the names of the people that were actually out there manipulating it at the time, but I mean that's why silver went all the way up. And so it makes you kind of think, like, is silver actually a true number here, or is it actually being manipulated? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But we know based off this right now that December is probably not going to be a good month. Based off what we're seeing here, spending's going down, but I mean, you can see right here we've already gone off to a rough start here. You can see that December's down 6%, which is crazy, right? Last couple times, here's a perfect example. 16 and then minus 35. Every time we have a minus, 100% of the time, dude, if we have a negative November, we have a negative December. It's happened 100% of the time. So just realize that. And then going into the following month, you can see right here, 2020 was an anomaly here where we actually had a positive January, but we followed it up by very negative February and March. So again, this was obviously going into an election year, was 2020. 2019 and 2020 were election years, obviously coming off the pandemic, everything like that. So, I mean, those are kind of weird ones, but you're still looking at the data. Even in 2018, end of 2018 going to 19, we had a rough year. So, and then you go over here to 2022 and to 2023, which is actually a really good year. So, people are projecting that 2026 is going to be a better year. Quantitative easing happened today, right? The quantitative tightening, the QT actually ended today. But just realize, I mean, quantitative tightening doesn't mean that like it doesn't mean like today it's just going to like all of a sudden turn over and we're going to have like this incredible turn of events here. Like that's just not how it works. It doesn't work like that. Like quantitative tightening, I mean, if you go back and look, I mean, it takes a couple weeks, or actually it takes a couple months before we actually start to see the effects of quantitative easing. So yes, I mean, that's great that we actually put the QT comes to an end here, but at the same time, you got to realize that it takes a couple months for it to actually be realized in the markets. And so I think that's one thing that people are expecting here is that like this was going to just happen overnight. It just doesn't happen like that. So Tony Punch, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well, dude, bro. Everything is manipulated. Yeah, we're seeing that in the markets right now. I mean, and we're not the only ones saying that. I mean, you come out here and see, I mean, people see that, obviously with the 10-year government bond. And then on top of that, you have just the amount of liquidations that are happening out here. The money that's being made in these markets is insane, guys. I mean, and it really comes down to just, it just really comes down to people that are over leveraging themselves in these markets. And, it's a game. It's really a game, and people are here to play the game. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing. And you can actually come over here. Coin Bureau put out a pretty good little marker on this. And it says market dump explained here. It says the crypto total market cap lost nearly 200 billion in the past 12 hours. Primary triggers include correlation spillover from traditional Asian markets, over leveraged long positions unwinding, and a spike in FUD within the industry, which, again, the FUD is actually happening with MicroStrategies, which we're going to talk into here. MicroStrategies is getting absolutely obliterated right now. And we'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have bought into MicroStrategies or if but again, MicroStrategies is it's huge for Bitcoin, right? I mean, we know that Michael Saylor's behind it, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people out there that are shorting the hell out of MicroStrategies. But it says right here, it says, notably, the Japanese bond yield spiked on a rate hike expectation. Japan's 2-year bond yield rose 1% to the 5-year to roughly 1.38%. And then the 10-year bond spiked to roughly 1.87%. These are the highest levels since 2008. This led to the decline with the spillover effect into Asia crypto market. The expected rate hikes also have an effect on the yen carrying trades as it becomes more expensive to borrow money. This results in a sell-off for risk asset classes like crypto. And so we're seeing that real time. I mean, that's what's happening right now in real time is that. And I think that that's the spillover here is that again, I'm not saying that the Japanese market is like the say all be all of every market out there, but I mean, I guess it's a nice little indication as to what can happen here in the States as well. And on a global scale, right? If Japan is over there doing this, I mean, just imagine what can happen over here. Um, and so that's kind of what it is. And this is another one. And you guys know I follow this Timothy guy. We're talking about the second worst November ever by 1 basis point. This is crazy to see. I mean, we're on the second worst by 1 basis point. That's not that much. I mean, like that's a very close margin to see the second worst by 1 basis point. It's a wild thing to see. Also, we're talking about the bear market, right? Bear market, Bitcoin right here. Bear market seasonality. As you guys know, Timothy, he puts this on a seasonality chart. He takes averages across 2018, 2020 across all numbers and averages across the board. And as you can see, we are actually on an average right now for the bear market. The number for Bitcoin right now, if you take all the levels, you average them across the different markets or the different seasons of bear seasonality, you'll see that we are actually on pace for what's going on in the bear market. So technically, based off his charting here, that we've already entered bear territory. As soon as we got to the average here, we entered bear territory. I mean, so what's crazy about that is we go, okay, so let's look at the levels. If this is the bear market, we're actually not in a bad spot. Like let's call it a bear market. Okay, let's everyone out there that's like, hey, let's be disappointed. Like let's just say that it's a bear market, right? You could be bullish, but let's just say that it is a bear market. This is not that bad of a level for a bear market in all reality. I mean, like, and it can still go down a little bit here. But when you go back and you actually look at what he was putting out here with the seasonality side of this, I mean, like, yeah, we could probably go down a little bit more from where we're at. We're at roughly 0.8 right now on average. We could go down to a 0.6, which could be a little bit more. But like, I guess when I zoom out on this thing, where were the averages of where you purchased? My average of Bitcoin's down at 21,000. Okay. So like, it sucks to see it down. It sucks to see that we're only up a 4x versus maybe a 5 or 6x from where we're at. But I mean, like nothing's telling me that like it's time to sell my Bitcoin. Let's go to XRP. XRP, we're buying this at 30 cents. I mean, it's sitting here at roughly $2. Like there's nothing here that's really telling me if this is the bear market, nothing here is telling me like this is the time to sell my positions. Like I'm not getting that. And I probably wouldn't. Ethereum, we're buying Ethereum way back over here in the bear. We're buying it for roughly 1,200. I think my average is like 1150 or 12, somewhere in that ballpark, or somewhere in that ballpark. And I mean, yeah, it sucks that it's down, but I mean, if this is what we're calling the bear market, like count me in, dude. We're not that far off. Like it's not that far off from me, dude. Andrew Mendez, yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah, no, I like your take. Again, I'm not against what the bears out there. I'm not against what people are saying from a bear market standpoint. If people want to be bearish, be bearish. There's nothing wrong with that. But if people want to be bullish, be bullish. We came down and hit these levels at the 200. We've already hit this 200 moving average. One time we hit it back over here in June of 2025. We fell below it here in April. You just realize that last bear market, we only came down roughly off the 200. We came down roughly about another 30% off the bear, right? So, I mean, even if we come down and say, okay, another 30% off of this, I mean, we could definitely go down into 1,800 for Bitcoin or for Ethereum again, which is a level. I mean, a lot of people would love that. A lot of people would love if these came down to these level, dude. Feel really bad news. I'll give you all free again. No, you're good, dude. We're still in the bull market. The crypto plebs on Twitter are calling for crazy low prices. Yeah, I'm not even sweating the. I'm with you, dude. I'm not even sweating, Tristan, that we're in a bear. Like if we are, like I think these are actually. I'm okay with that. Like, say it. I'm fine with that. It doesn't affect where I'm at. It doesn't affect like what I'm doing. I just know that our levels are down at the bottom here. We're nearing the bottom. I don't really care what a lot of people have to say. I mean, I think that we're nearing the bottom here. And when you zoom out on this, like it doesn't concern me that much. And I get some people maybe don't feel that way, but that's kind of where I'm at. You know what I mean? So I think I saw Deb post something up here. I saw Deb earlier. I think I forgot to click on it. Dude, Deb, thanks so much for being here for 11 months, Deb. Appreciate you a ton. Incoming. Don't give up on hope. Hell yeah. Santa Rally incoming. I appreciate you, Deb. Thanks so much for all your support. Always holding it down in Discord and always showing up here. And I couldn't appreciate you more for being here for 11 months. Thank you so much for doing that. Bro, everything is manipulated. Yeah, and I think I read that already. I don't know. So easy to connect chains on Cosmos. Is it really, dude? Ripperino, thanks so much for being here for 10 months, man. You guys are awesome for holding it down here on the 10-month side. Fair value gaps and imbalances, Wyckoff, Dow, Elliott wave theory, what has BTC at 66K. 66K, I mean, like, if you think about it, that goes down to if we're counting that, 66K puts it well below the previous height of the previous bull. So, like, if this is the height of the bull, then you're right, dude. That puts it right back at, let's just say that, like, this is the height of the bull run for the cycle, okay? 126 with the height of this bull run, we're going to hit a bear market. That falls right back into the levels where we're at. The only downside is that we know that we lose about anywhere from 70 to 75% in a bear market when it comes to Bitcoin. That's what previous history has shown us. So falling to this level only puts that like roughly 50%. So that was always the hard part here. So let's just say that it goes to where people are saying 66,000, which is, again, right at the height of the previous bull run. That doesn't match up with the previous history, right? So again, something's not off. Something's off on the cycle, because every other cycle previously has gone 70% from the previous high to the previous, from the high to the previous bull's bear, right? Or from the previous bull's previous height of the previous bull. So like I was saying here, 2021 height was 68,000, 69,000. Technically, to be in a bear market, we would actually lose 70% of Bitcoin's value. So, in all reality, if this is the height, we should be down, roughly at, 31,000 Bitcoin. Like, that doesn't add up, because that's not how the previous cycles work. So it's interesting when you look at it like that. And that's why I said, are our cycles off? If this is true, this will throw our cycle off. If this is actually a bear market and those numbers come to fruition, that will throw off the cycle of what everything has shown us before. So it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say where it's going to go. Dude, BTC is not dropping aggressively enough to call it a bear. Yeah, it's tough to say, Craig. You know what I mean? Some days I feel like it's like, I would agree. I don't think it's dropping as fast, but it's dropped quick. I would say that we haven't had any crazy events. Like, what like fueled the previous bear was just the massive events that we had. The Ukraine war, obviously, with Russia and the Ukraine war. You got to realize that's what started the bear market, along with the China banning crypto. That kind of peaked it, right? China banning crypto started the sell. Then you had the Ukraine and Russian war. That kind of tanked it. That was all this right here. This is actually the China banning crypto. Boom, it came down. Then this came back up and tried to recover. This actually was then the war with Ukraine. And then you had the Luna crash, and then you had the FTX crash. So you had these events that happened in here, which was insane. And when you go back and look at that, it's kind of like crazy. We haven't had that yet. We haven't had any like major crypto event like that. We had some few hacks here and there, but nothing to that level. And so that's where I'm like, you're right. Maybe it hasn't fallen as fast as it should have. But the previous run was pretty crazy when you think about it, dude. Also, not everyone was able to buy at such low prices. Like you have, my average is 170 on XRP. Yeah, I get what you, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough to speak on that level sometimes, because obviously we're buying crypto years ago. So it's easy to sit here and talk at this. Like, that's why I tell you guys, it's really easy to sit here and talk because I'm not panicked by it, because the levels I bought, there's no reason to panic. Like, I'm not even worried. But I get like a lot of other people that maybe jumped into it this year are in a different position, and a position that I once was in back in 2018, 19, when things were looking good. Then it goes up to, and we have this bear, and you're like, holy crap, maybe I bought at the bad prices. Like, I've been through it, dude. And I've been in your shoes. I've been in everyone's shoes at some point, where the prices, like, I bought at prices and had to go through a bear market or go through times where prices were down. But the one thing I can tell you, I never sold my positions. I just kept my positions, and I've literally like just life in general, just everything has gone so much better if you just hold your positions. Like, stressing about the day-to-day of it is just not where it's at. I can tell you that right now. And that's why it's so important that you only invest what you're willing to lose in crypto, so that when you look at it, like, yes, you could wake up and be like, gosh, dude, I'm down. But it's not like you're down and you're going to like lose your house, or you're down, you're going to lose your, you're not going to be able to pay rent, or you have your, your car payment. Like, you just got to be able to set aside money that you're willing to lose, and put that aside for like a retirement, whatever it is. Like, that's the most important thing. And if you can do that, then you'll be able to stomach any of this kind of stuff. And then, then you don't got to worry about the day-to-day stuff. But what happens is, we're seeing it right now in real time, is that a lot of people are out here, they're leveraging they're leveraging everything they're taking their money right now and they're trying to make a quick buck, dude. And that's what happens in stock markets. That's what happens in crypto is that people are out here to try to turn $100 into 10,000 overnight. And unfortunately, that's when you get obliterated. They'll try to take a couple $1,000 and they'll try to make a couple, 10, 20, $30,000 on these trades, and they get liquidated. And it is unfortunate that these positions on all these exchanges out here are public for everyone to see. I mean, you can go actually track all these positions out here. And when the AI trading comes out here, it's only going to get harder for people. You got to realize that this AI trading is insane. That's why you could say whatever you want about CZ, but I do think that Aster and the dark pools for perpetual trading is that's the next leg up, dude. I would much rather do leverage trading on a dark pool that no one can actually see where my positions are, to where then they get seeked out. We're seeing this right now in real time, that these positions get seeked out by these exchanges. These exchanges make it hand over fist. You can go over here and see the amount that's happening over here. Look at this, dude. Look at the liquidations that are happening on Bybit, dude. Bybit right now had 53.04 million in liquidations, 45 million in longs, 77.75 million in shorts. It doesn't matter whether they win the longs or the shorts. They're making money off of these transactions, dude. Every time these transactions go through, they're making microtransactions off of these. They're making a ton of money off this. And look at the rates of what's happening here. I mean, BitMEX has a 100% long liquidation rate right now. That means that 100% of the longs on BitMEX got liquidated, dude. Come over here to Binance. 74.6% of their longs are getting liquidated. These exchanges over here are making they're stacking cash off these fees, bro. And every time you make a trade, you're going to have to go pay that, and it's just wild. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I only trade very few in between on the leverage side of it. You know what I mean? Like, a majority of like 99.99% of what I have is just held for a long time. That's it. Let's see here. Sui too can reduce it to the bullish. Yeah. Hola, Austin. You rock regardless of what what any footer has to say. I mean, you get those crazy people, dude. Even people on X are, they're all crazy, dude. You just have to set them, just mute them, just mute all the haters out there. In all reality, you're always gonna, no matter what you do, and no matter what you do, you could be the nicest person in crypto, and people are still going to find a way to hate on you. You could be the worst person in crypto and people are going to still find a way to love you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's just crazy to me, but that's just how it is. I mean, you just look how politics are. Just look how you got all these people out there. Like Keanu Reeves is like one of the nicest guys, as a movie star, but some people hate him for some reason, even though, like, if you look at his history of who he is as a human, a super like good human, you know what I mean? But people still hate him for whatever reason. So you just kind of push it aside and just let people have their opinions and not even like let it bother you. And I really don't. I don't care what people say. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, say do you boo boo, I'll do me. Here listening, yeah, I appreciate you, Jen. Bitcoin bear market has diminishing returns. Kind of feels like that, right? 808 Memes, what's going on, dude? It has been a minute. It's good to see you, dude. Was buying in December, DCA, but literally down on everything. I know, dude. And I would say just hold strong, dude. I would just say hold strong. Unfortunately, these markets have been, there's a pretty good comment out here, is that the markets I feel like are super, like, they're kind of like, they feel like they're really manipulated right now. And they are manipulated. There's no question about it. Very, very manipulated at this point. I mean, you're seeing it right now in live time with let's just take the biggest topic out here. Regardless of all that, is obviously MicroStrategies. MicroStrategies is actually being shorted by Apple. It's being shorted by large institutions right now. And what's crazy is MicroStrategies market cap is now worth 10 billion less than their Bitcoin holdings, which is crazy. So MicroStrategies is down 12% today and about 57% since October 6th. If you ask me, MicroStrategies is going to be a stock to purchase. Like, down almost 60% on its value, and knowing that a majority of what it holds is Bitcoin, like, to me, this is actually probably a purchase that I'm probably going to be willing to sacrifice. I'll probably go put $10,000-$20,000 in on MicroStrategy, knowing that there's a chance where this is going to pop back pretty good. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy holds 650,000 Bitcoin worth 55 billion. MicroStrategy's market cap is now trading 10 billion below the value of their Bitcoins. Even if you subtract MicroStrategy's current debt pile of 8.2 billion from their current Bitcoin holding, they still hold 46.8 billion worth of Bitcoin on a net basis, meaning that, like, they still are on top of this because Bitcoin is still higher than what they are actually worth, which is just nuts, right? It says MicroStrategy's net Bitcoin holdings are still worth 1.8 billion above their current market cap. So this is why Sailor keeps buying. I mean, and then you have people out here. You have the Bears out here. You have Peter Schiff out here, which I absolutely despise this guy. I listened to him talk at the Bitcoin. He came to Bitcoin 2025, and he was up on stage talking like, and it was just like, why are even people giving this guy the mic, dude? I can't stand the guy. I can't even listen to his voice. But today is the beginning of the end of MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor was forced to sell stock, not to buy Bitcoin, but to buy US dollars, merely to fund MicroStrategy's interest and dividend obligations. The stock is broken. The business model is a fraud. And Saylor is the biggest con man on Wall Street. You have a lot of people coming after Schiff today, dude. You can see a lot of people. This is deeply irresponsible, defamatory. It says, "I hope you made it faced with the consequences." Disgusting. I would agree. I mean, Peter Schiff is the scumbag. He's like the guy like that tells you everything is bad, and then when everything goes great, he kind of like goes off the face, and he'll still out there talk crap, even though everything he said is like it's like literally pie in his face. And then like when things go bad, he comes and doubles down and it's like, I told you so, I told you so. But if you've been screaming that Bitcoin's been horrible for 15 years, you know, and all it's done is done well. I mean, what can you say about the guy? The guy's credibility is lost. Like, to me, like I would never give Peter Schiff a platform on any platform out there, just because I just think he's scum. So anyways, I don't like that he comes out here and he's putting it down, because I mean, it's just my opinion. Like, I just don't like it, dude. And he's always negative, dude. This is a person. If you want to wake up and have just bearish news and just like constantly be negative and constantly be bearish, you follow this guy. If that's what you want in life, you follow this guy. If you want to wake up and be miserable every day for comments, go follow this guy. But I just thought it was funny that now the fight's on, dude. The fights are in full effect here. And you can see right here, Peter Schiff claims are largely his opinion as Bitcoin critic. Fact check strategy has just bought 130 more Bitcoin and set to 144. As you guys know, MicroStrategies did buy about $11.7 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. We saw that, or this morning, I think is what it was. We saw the chart being put out there by Michael Saylor yesterday, and you saw that purchase happening today. So it's just kind of crazy. This opportunity for many people in the space, also great TCA, 100%. Yeah, I would agree. Let it burn. How you guys ever see one person that won Coinbase sweepstakes? I've never seen that, dude. You fish along the river. You don't demand a river shows up and fish bite your bait. 100%. It's a 10x from here on strategy. Yeah, I'm dude. Like, MicroStrategy is a buy for me, dude. Austin, you're great. You're the UK's. We love you. Oh my god, #1 gay icon. Dude, Eugene says, yeah, someone in the ATM won Solana. Oh, did they really? Dude, that's actually pretty cool. Can you justify buying MicroStrategies when they continue to dilute the stock? There's no chance it outperforms BTC in the long run. I'm just saying, like, I'm willing to buy the dip on this, right? I mean, because that MicroStrategies is still one of those top performing assets. We can actually go back here and look. I mean, it's still, where's my MicroStrategies? There it is. It's at one, right now you can see the prices come down. It's going to hit a certain level here where it's actually going to it's almost hit a level here that we're seeing that was nicely built right here. We're almost back to a peak where it was back in 2020, right? So again, you got to realize the stock is still highly off of Bitcoin's success, right? So when Bitcoin rallies, this is going to rally as well, I feel. You can see when Bitcoin was pumping back up here, it started to do really well. But I would agree that at some point, this is going to make a turnaround here. There's just a lot of people out here shorting MicroStrategies. It really is. Well, BK Bowler, thank you for the answer. What's holding Schiff last night? Oh, what's people holding Schiff last name? Okay. Hey, Austin, you're great. Let's see, Austin, your opinion. What's the cent pre-sale starting price at launch? I think the pre-sale, dude. Shout out to Cent, by the way. They just reached over 1 million in pre-sale. So shout out to them, dude, to reach over that. Still 23 days left, 5 hours on the Cent pre-sale. Yeah, speaking of that, I still think that I don't think they're shifting their price. From my understanding, when I look at it, I think the price is still going to be 0.00127, which is exactly what XCL did. They launched at the same price at which they sold at. So, I mean, you got to realize this actually is already over $300,000 more than XCL raised, or roughly what, $250,000 over what XCL raised, with 23 days left. So, kind of wild to see here that this is starting to get there, man. People are starting to get on it, and this is one of the only pre-sales I'm in outside of Pure Wallet. But yeah, I think the pre-sale price at launch is going to be this right here. And I was just looking at the dashboard here. The Yeah, it's fun. It's crazy, dude. Like how more people buy, obviously, the lower your percentages that you hold. Still sitting at 20,000. I'll probably end up putting a little bit more into here. I'm gonna try to probably get now that ETH has actually dropped. That means I'm gonna get at a better price. So I'll probably end up putting. I'm probably gonna put like another five to maybe 5 to 10K into this pre-sale before it's over. Um, Somewhere in that ballpark. I think that that's kind of my goal. And again, I put 20,000 in Exceller on their pre-sale. I'm already at 21 here. I'll probably put, like I said, anywhere from 5 to 10 more in here. I'm excited for it, dude. We'll see what happens. Again, do this at your own risk. This is still a pre-sale. Yes, the team behind it launched Exceller. Exceller did a 35x. This one obviously, there to really put down what Exceller is doing. I think this again something completely different in the space in terms of what they're trying to do to give back to people. And I could be more excited for it. So we'll see what happens. We still have 23 days, guys, before it's over. So at this point, I just want to call it all quits and sell my positions. It's really hard to watch my portfolio tank like this, dude. I completely understand your feeling, dude. I felt the same way back. I'll admit, dude, I felt the same way back in 2000. Back in 2018 and 19 when I was buying Ethereum. Felt the same way, dude. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then it bounced back, and it bounced back at a level. I was like, "Holy crap, this is actually great." Hey, dude, where you been? What's up, dude? I've been here. Just haven't gone on TikTok, dude. What's up, Tarek? I haven't been on TikTok because the studios was so hard. Now that the studios on TikTok allows for Mac, here I am, dude. So I'm back on the Mac side, so I can use the studios over here on Mac. So hopefully it's actually transitioning okay over here on the TikTok side. But like I said, I think that really what it comes down to, Eugene, is just having patience. If you don't need the money, dude, like I would just try to hold on to your positions. If you need the money, like different story, right? And that's kind of where a lot of people get hung up in crypto here is that they see their money dwindle, but just realize that like it's always come back. It always has come back. I mean, go back and look at Bitcoin. I don't know what positions you're in, but I mean, like it always has come back, and I feel like a lot more money is going to come into crypto. We've always said this. I mean, if you go back and look at the charts of these things, it's always going to go back up and rise. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really sweat it, dude, because I guess I've been through so many cycles of this now. I mean, we're talking since 2018 into 2019. I went through the cycle, right? I bought 2018 when things were going crazy, and the dip came down. I was down on it for like I'm not kidding, 6 months, and then we rallied back out in 2019 here, and then bought a little bit more. It tanked back down again, and then we went on this massive rally. And you got to realize I rode the rally up and didn't sell at all either. The only thing I actually sold in this rally at that time was SHIB, dude. I sold SHIB, and I sold it actually prematurely. So that's kind of the one that looking back on it, dude. Cryptos are tanking, sell and get out before it's all over. It goes to zero. I know, dude. That doom and gloom is just not where it's not it for me, dude. You're ripping my heart out, man. Yeah, don't listen to Trent. Trent's joking, dude. Seiko, we got DJ Seiko in the house, member for 38 months. Dude, I gotta do something for all the members that are well over. I mean, that's crazy. 12 to 46, dude. I know you've been here for longer than that. Almost 4 years as an 18 member, dude. That is insane, Seiko, dude. Always holding down. Yeah, don't sell. I'd agree, Andy. Don't sell at all, man. I think these are just positions. You can work your way into these positions here, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. There's no way I would ever sell my positions at this point. I just don't. I don't feel it, dude. And I just don't think. I think that this is just a portion where if I have extra money, I'm probably going to put into it. So, Steve Crypto, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. But really, when it comes down to this microstrategy side of it here, just realize that it's just this is also what's people are out here trying to obliterate MicroStrategies and Bitcoin, right? Saying that they're selling Bitcoin. And Michael, if you listen to Michael Saylor ever talk, he's like, dude, I'm never selling my Bitcoin. Like, there's no way. And it's crazy to see that the value of Bitcoin is actually higher than the market cap of MicroStrategies, knowing that MicroStrategy is built off of Bitcoin. Next month is going to rock it, especially with the Clarity Act. I think we're going to, I mean, I'm excited for what's coming here, dude. I'll put out, so with all the bearish news out there, I guess like I'm not being bearish about this. Like, it does suck. And I hope that people just have the stomach to hold on and just wait this out. Don't sell out losses. Again, if you haven't sold, you haven't lost. And you just find a way to work your way into these positions. And I think you'll be better off in the long run, dude. feels like what we've been doing the whole year: buy high, sell low. Yeah, try not to do that, dude. Try not to buy high, sell low. If you buy high, just hold and then try to DCA in. That's the biggest thing you can do, dude. I did it throughout the years too. And I told you guys, I actually haven't even bought crypto, any of my like tier one cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I mean, I have bought Ethereum just to like buy things, but I mean, like, I haven't actually like taken a lump sum and bought Ethereum. Like XRP, like I haven't added to my XRP bag. Like I haven't added to these things. I've just been holding these things. I did add to my H bar bag. I'll tell you that the H bar is the only one this year that I actually purchased, and the H bar is the only one that I'm actually like I'm still up, but like I've lost it because I bought a little bit in during the last peak. So that one actually dwindled just a tad bit, but I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm not even sweating to even sell it. So if you can stomach this, and we can reverse. Dude, we've been through so many bear markets, man. Like, you can stomach this. Anyone can stomach this. This isn't as bad as everyone think it is. If you don't sell, you'll lose even more. It's always going to come back. Time to trade my time for fiat, so I can either buy crypto or silver. Okay. Over 4 years with the A team, seen every roller coaster. Hell yeah, dude, Seiko, you've been here for a while. And thanks so much for gifting 10 memberships to the A team. If Seiko gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Seiko. And those 10 new members, welcome to the A team. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man. You guys have always holding it down, man. Focus on DCA or rotation to blue chips. That's the big thing, dude. If you were in, and again, I'm not in too many. Like I said, Acceler is the only one that I'm in right now that is outside of a blue chip. But I think Acceler can actually do some good things. Acceler, obviously there is a new system coming out with Acceler. Acceler is part of the privacy protocol stuff. Acceler, I think, is again a good project here. There's obviously some things they got to work on here. It hasn't been out. It's been out for 2 months as of today. 2 months, and here in 8 days they're going to be launching a new relayer, or it's a new relayer system here. And this is going to obviously have some, hopefully it has lower fees. And you got to think Sentinel's going to feed into that. Sentinel's going to help feed this. And I think that this privacy protocol is the way to go, along with what Sentinel's trying to do. I think it's the way to go as well. So, Austin, did you open a long for XRP? I didn't actually do it, Steven. I was going to. I was like watching it, but the numbers were just not adding up. When I was live on stream on, was it Saturday? It had to been Saturday night. I think I was live on stream, and I was on the verge of like putting one in, because I was looking at it. I was like, okay, liquidation on a 10, if I did a margin like $100,000, and I did a 10x leverage on it, the liquidation would be 203. And thank God I didn't do it, because I mean, I would have probably been liquidated, or I would have probably put a stop loss in for 2% stop loss, and probably just lost $400 on it. But nonetheless, I would just, the numbers were adding up on the hours. When the 4 hours, like everything was like up at the top. Remember, the 12 hour was at the top, the day chart was at the top. And remember, I was telling you guys on Saturday, I was like, yeah, dude, like things aren't actually, like indicators aren't saying to buy this. Like indicators are actually saying this is kind of a sell, and I probably should have shorted it, but I wasn't feeling that either. So I just said, you know what, I'm just not going to do anything. And that's exactly what happened. The 12 hours down almost to the bottom here. The 4 hour never recovered. If you go back, this was actually back on, we go through the weekend here, like the 4 hours at the bottom, but it was kind of like getting rejected at this point on that Saturday. You can see this was like that Saturday. It was getting kind of rejected that night. And then it obviously fell off a cliff. But I mean, now we're at that point where, okay, the day chart's at the bottom. The day chart's coming down, the 12 hours, here, the weekly is at the bottom. You're still trying to find this level. And I mean, maybe the $2 range is the level. Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom now of the cycle? I don't know. There could always be glitches of this coming down here. But even if you come back and look at some of these, I mean, you go back to Bitcoin, when these liquidation events happen, I mean, they linger around here for a couple of weeks, right? This is on the weekly. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5 weeks before the five behind the bottom, right? 1, 2, 3. So we have basically 2 more weeks, which is right when Santa rally happens. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if you're sitting there looking at like where these levels get found, you got to sort of play that out before the next leg. I mean, even when over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on the 6th week is where the 6th week is where in January is where we rallied up, right? And then you sort of, we came down, and then you try to find these weeks down here. And that's kind of where I was at. I mean, right here, we're talking 5 weeks of consolidation at these levels before we popped off here. So hopefully we're down here at 6 weeks, maybe 5, 6 weeks down here, which puts us, I guess we're already 2 weeks into it, right? If you want to count this one, that's 1 week, but I mean, you could take that away if you don't want to count that one. But I mean, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So I mean, we're 3 weeks away. which puts us right in Christmas time, dude. Yo, bro, where's Bitcoin next? 75K. You can see the levels down here. I mean, right now we've hit this a really good support level here at 85, which is obviously right here at the top of the 100 moving average here. And again, the next one down here is the 200 off of Bitcoin. But I mean, we have only hit those levels a couple times, and that was in the bear market. And it took a while. It almost took roughly to hit the bottom of the bear. It took roughly 378 days from the time that we started to go down to roughly where the bottom was on this market. So, if you say that that's the same number, if you're saying this is the top of the bear, I mean, we're talking October of 2026 when we start to see the bottom of the bear market. And, maybe that plays out like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? You got to think, because from here to this next run right here was roughly 189 days. That was almost half a year for this run to play out here in September. And we didn't actually start to peak until about right there. So yeah, it's about 182 days. And then if you go from this next cycle right here, it's obviously a lot shorter. We're talking 42 days. So, it's going to be tough to say where this actually goes and how far it goes down. But, we're at a really good level of support right now. If it breaks through this level and continues downward, I mean, I think we continue to fall. We'll probably fall down into the, probably 71, top of the 69 area, maybe even hit the top of the bull run somewhere in here. So it could happen, dude. Bro, please stop starting to say terms like Santa Rally and more like Satan's Rally. Austin, do you invest in Forex? I do not. Are you? You are very handsome, James Gordon. Appreciate that. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, dude. Has Bitcoin broken through the descending channel? It has not yet. I was just pointing that out right here. Here's the descending channel that we're talking about. Where'd it go? Right here. You got to think and this is on the whole crypto This is on the whole crypto scale. It hasn't actually broken through the channel yet. So you can see we're actually still positive on the channel. We came down, we breached it. We haven't broken through it. If this breaks through, we hit a new low. We haven't created a lower low yet. If we create a lower low here, then you can start thinking more bearish, right? So it's still surviving. Yeah, it's still surviving. Yeah, Dreamer. Just barely, right? I mean, we're talking the low is the total market cap is 2.82 would be where we fall through the channel, 2.82 trillion. Right now we're sitting at roughly 2.89 trillion, I think is where the total market cap is. Again, I'm doing off total market cap, not off Bitcoin, because I mean, and Bitcoin kind of rules the space anyway. So yeah, 2.88 trillion. If it falls below 2.82 trillion, then we start to break through that channel. So yeah, you got to be careful. That's when you can start to maybe say like, hey, maybe we're on the verge of like some bad stuff here. Are we pretty much in a bear market? We had bear markets before that have been short, right? So I think the shortest bear market, I think it was 42 days. Shortest bear market was, I think it was 42 days is what it was. And I think it was back in 2018. Oh, sorry. It's back in 2000. Let's see here. 2025 bear market. In 2025, the market experienced a very short bear market that lasted just 33 days. And that was obviously in the beginning of the year. It said the other bear market, while in 2020, is the shortest in history. And that was, roughly 33 days, dude. So 33 days. And then over in the pandemic side, we had basically 23 trading days that was considered a bear market back in 2020. So, they're calling a 2025 to be a bear market. Again, to each your own on that. I don't know if you consider a 2025 to be a bear market, but I mean, some people are already kind of putting it in here on the AI side of it, dude. They're already saying that in 25 the market experienced a very short bear market. So, I mean, it's tough to say, and we're talking this is the bear market that they're talking about here. This is what happened here. So I mean, yeah, they're probably going to count they're going to count this as the bear market in 2025. I mean, they're definitely going to probably count this as a bear market. And you got to think, I mean, that this bear market then has gone on for roughly, it's gone on for roughly 56 days so far. The other one was 33 days. So I don't know, dude. But obviously the longest one was, 929 days. And that was that was the .com bubble where it lasted almost 3 years in a bear market. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, we did have the bear market just recently here in 2020. And that was roughly, I think that was roughly almost, I think it was right here. This was the bear market where we went into a bear market here. And this was a really long bear market, dude. I feel like we peaked it. We went down into this bear market, and this was roughly like, I mean, it was roughly a year, dude. We're down here for like roughly a year. We were in this bear market for a year, and it felt like forever. That year was like the longest year of my life. I don't know why. I don't know why it felt like that, but it was. Please, I beg you, Austin, do not treat Austin like he is some mere sex symbol guy. Yeah, tell him, guy. It's the beard, huh? I gotta start trimming up the beard, maybe, or something. Shave it off or something like that. That's funny. 99.99% losses come in. BTC. Yeah, we saw the short term losses, right? Anything short term. Short term means anything Bitcoin. Any holder holding Bitcoin less than 155 days is at a 99% loss, dude. If you don't know really depth TA, just put trend lines from tops and lows. It can help guide too. Yeah, I mean TA. They say what TA is astrology for men and women. you know, it, I think there's good TA. I try to stick to very basic TA. I just try to look at very basic things because you can get really convoluted in these things. And again, people have their own indicators, and people do what's best for you. Like, don't go out there and try to overdo it. I try not to overdo it on any indicator on here. I look at very simple indicators, and then work my numbers off of that. I don't try to get too diluted into these things. So you like I said, you can get carried away with all the different things out there, dude. So yeah. But I wouldn't say we're necessarily like 100% in a bear market. But I mean, I think that we're, if they're counting this as a bear market, which is crazy to think that literally that's what they're counting, dude. Google is counting this as a bear market, dude. Look at that, dude. The shortest bear market in history occurred in 2020, triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic, with the S&P 500 index falling 34% in just 1 month, which is 23 trading days. Another very short-term bear market was a rapid 1-month downturn in 2025, which lasted 33 days. So, I mean, you have Google's AI out here already calling 2025, which was literally right here, which was back in April when the whole tariff discussions happened. They're calling this a bear market. So, like I said, if you're calling that a bear market, and that's because we had a downturn where the reversal happened, so you're going to call that the bear market. So if this actually has a reversal, then I guess you would say that this is considered a bear market, dude. So if it is so does that mean we have to wait for the next 4-year cycle? I mean, yeah, next 4-year cycle will be October, right? Watch a Guru bearish as hell. Watch a Guru, dude. I have to I might have to unfollow Watch a Guru, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Watch a Guru has been like the biggest bear. If you want to, like I said, if you want to wake up to bad news, dude, just go follow some people. And Watch a Guru has become one of those. Peter Schiff's one. Watch a Guru is one. Everything they post now is just super negative, and it's just like again, I'm not gonna sit here and like dilute, be like over bullish, but I don't want to wake up and like constantly be bearish and like have negative. Like, you don't want to surround yourself with negativity. Like, who wants to surround themselves with negativity every day? Like, if you surround yourself with negativity every day, you're going to be a very negative person. You're just the product of your environment. Like, that's just what it is. And like, I choose not to do that. Like, I choose to wake up and have positivity. Like, even if markets are down, you should still try to find positive things in the market. And I get people get upset about that, and they'll come on here and they'll talk crap to me in my chat and like, oh, you're too bullish and all. And it's like, I would rather wake up and find the positive in things than the negatives. Like, and it's okay to look at both sides. It's okay to look at negatives and positives, but I'd much rather leave on a positive note than a negative note. And that's just personally where I'm at, dude. Austin challenges Watch Guru to karate combat. Yeah, let me get in shape, dude. I'd choke him out. Follow me. I'll show you the journey. I like that, dude. If in doubt, zoom out further. The light. Yeah. I mean, I think that eventually, if you zoom out, everything's actually positive. So I've always said that, dude. When in doubt, zoom out, and things will actually be more positive than you think. Search on YouTube the Fibonacci, then you'll get a taste. Oh, the Leonardo Fibonacci. Yeah, and I haven't actually pulled a fib on these charts for a long time. We could pull a fib on this right now. I mean, we're actually probably at a good retracement level for this fib. I mean, we're actually at a level now where it becomes harder. I mean, we could actually probably pull a fib from here to here and actually have a really good retracement. And that's on the weekly. But even if you go to the daily, if you even go to the daily side, I mean, you could probably have to zoom out and pull a nice little retracement from back over here. But I mean, even if you pull these retracement levels, I mean, you're probably in some good levels to where there's going to be a bounce back. Like, we probably pull one right now, dude. I haven't pulled a fib in a long time. So let's actually pull a fib off this last little dip here, pull it up here to this last little high. I mean, dude, you're in literally buy territory. Like, that's what this is telling you. You know what I mean? Like, this is telling you that like we're going to have a bounce back. And usually these bounce backs do come back up to certain levels, right? I mean, and that's where it's saying if like we haven't found a new bottom yet on this, so like we haven't created a lower low. So you're going to treat this like any other retracement at this point. And again, I'm not saying this isn't always 100% right, but we will tend to retrace back up to certain levels here. Like this 100,000 marker that you keep hearing, like this 100,000 marker is actually in play because it's sitting here at a very, very strong level of the fib. So, I mean, this bounce back can happen. Again, we might not create a new high, but we're definitely going to come back and create a higher high. We're going to come back and create a high, and it might be a lower high. And then we'll probably create a lower low if we're in a, and that will really tell us that we're in a bear market. So I do think at some point this is going to bounce back and hit this level. So spot trading right now is better than any leverage trading out there because most likely at some point this will have a nice little relief rally. This will have a relief rally just because that's typically what happens. And so it's just a matter of when, and it could take a couple. It could take a couple weeks. It could take a couple months, dude. We got the 618. Yeah, I mean, you could even get back to the 618, which is 94. So I mean, it's a $10,000 difference from where we're at today. If you get back to the 618, you get back to the golden, you get back to the golden pocket here, which is a very strong level as well. You can sitting here right here with this white line sitting at 89,000 is a very strong level. So yeah, I mean, if we're pulling fibs right now, dude, I mean, like, yeah, this is in buy territory. It's in buy territory technically. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm used to negativity. What's up, Big A? Hey, dude, dude. They were actually cooking in the first quarter, man. I was kind of excited for them, dude. Predicting bear trends isn't negative. If you're right and sold the tops, that's a real positive move. Don't gaslight yourself. No, I'm not dude. But if you're not selling, bro, like if you predicted it and sold, that's great, dude. I think that you should be positive with that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like if you're a long term holder and you're not selling or doing any of that kind of stuff, like I would much rather wake up and try to find the positive side of it and where to buy than the negative. That's all. And whether you're right or wrong, you still want to surround yourself with positivity. And again, people that are bearish are obviously surrounding themselves with positivity. But if you go on and like watch your guru and listen to his like go like look at their posts like that's not what you said, Kev. Like because like how you're saying it is like, hey, dude, like these are great, but they're like, oh, another liquidation event. Like it's a negative context is what it is. And what you're saying is that's not negative context. You're being positive because you were able to call those. That's not what Watcher Guru is doing. That's not what Peter Schiff's doing either. Zoom out is way different than pull out. You're just, Rob, you're crazy, bro. No, my fib's not wrong, dude. You just have you can choose whatever level you want to choose it from, dude. You choose it from a low, you go to a high, and then you find a level. I mean, like you can choose the fib however you choose to do it here. I mean, like you can go if you want to and pull the data back from all the way over here. You can do it from way back over here. It doesn't matter where you pull your data from. I mean, this is on the day chart right here. You could go back to the weekly side and pull it from wherever you want to pull it on the weekly. You know what I mean? It's all based off the levels which you want to see. So like, my fib's not wrong. It's just the timeline that I'm choosing to look at it. And you're right. You could switch it because again, you want the retrace. You could actually have it the other way, but when we're trying to find the retrace, we're trying to find the bounce back, right? But you're saying that you could have it from the top and go to the bottom. But I like to look at the indicators from the other way around. So, you're saying I misread the waves? I mean, I guess yeah, we can all look at it a little bit differently. I mean, I guess we look at fibs a little bit. Even still, I ain't selling. But what's the point in kidding yourself? Log off, come back in a year. Well, I guess people are trying to find ways to position themselves, right? That's for me, dude. If you're serious about crypto, you got to learn to make money no matter which way the chart's going. Yeah, and that's where a lot of the liquidations are happening right now. The liquidation events that are occurring is that people are trying to make money on shorting it, but then the manipulation comes in and kind of hits it, dude. News on 6x6 exchanges all dump sizable, largest on BTC, dude. Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's so much money to be made on these exchanges, dude. Submode not on. Yeah, I probably didn't put submode on. My bad. When Trump did the XRP ADA sole announcement because the project team took the deal and screwed the retail. You think that's what it is, dude? Is Pure Wallet sell? Yeah, I think the Pure Wallet's still going on. Yeah, I think, like I said, Sentinel's still going on. Sentinel pre-sale still going on, and then the Pure Wallet pre-sale is going on. I did hear the Antics, something about Antics, right? Are we able to claim our tokens on Antics? I did buy like $100 on Antics, or $500 on Antics. Did they say whether we could purchase our whether we could get our pre-sale in on this? Antics is live. Okay. The issue, we're back on track. The issue is that some users have faced with the claiming smart contracts have now been fixed. Claim your Antics at here. Oh my God, I'm afraid to click on this. Why am I afraid to click on this? Oh shit. Oh my god, I'm afraid to click on this, dude. Yeah, has anyone claimed their tokens? Has anyone been the guinea pig for claiming antics, dude? Let me know if this is an okay. I don't want to connect my market. I don't want to connect my wallet to this. Trying to push price down one more time. Any update on the Pure Wallet pre-sale? No, dude. I actually don't know any updates, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to come off mean. I'm sorry. No, no, no. You're good, dude. No, Andy. Hey, we all have our own ways of looking at indicators, bro. Like I don't take it personal at all. I promise you, dude. We have our own ways of looking at it, and like, yeah, and just do what's best for you, and I do what's best for me. You do what's best for you, bro, and that's kind of what it is. I don't take any offense to it at all. Do Austin, see if you can claim because I cannot. Okay, so you connected your wallet, dude. Austin, don't click. I'm afraid to click it now, dude. Yo, all I gotta say, if they were having a hard time with their smart contract, claiming their smart contract, and it took this long to do it, like it kind of scares me already. Like, how much do I trust their smart contract? Dude, oh my god, it's only $500. Do I risk? Do I risk? Oh my god, dude, do I risk? This is my marketing wallet, as you guys know. I have 62,000 in Acceler right now. I obviously have another 21,000 in Sentinel on this wallet, and I have $500 on Antics. I don't know if I'm willing to risk the $500 to click on that link, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't click it. Figure it out. Figure it out later. Well, that my wallet, my Antics tokens, and the balance showed on my Phantom, but when I tried to transfer my ETH, I didn't see my balance. Oh shit. Ada took a nasty hit. I think a lot of things took a nasty. So I'm kind of afraid, dude. I mean, claiming is fully operational. I don't know if you're having that big of issues with your smart contract. Like, it kind of scares me, dude. Like, you should already have, like, I don't know, dude. And it's not for U.S. buyers, sadly. Much dissatisfied. They targeted U.S. investors. Yeah, don't click it off. See, I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to, dude. Not at all. I don't think I'm gonna click it. So we'll just, that might just be $500 lost, dude. I'm gonna just be $500 lost. I'll have to like write that off somehow. Wintermute, Coinbase, BitMax, Bitwise, all dumped over tons of BTC at almost the same time. Coordinated crash. Kind of feels that way, dude. How I have no idea how DXRP do. I didn't actually buy DXRP. So I didn't actually buy the pre-sale on that thing, dude. So I didn't touch it, to be honest with you. So like I said, the only ones, yeah, is Sentinel, and obviously the team behind this one's actually legit. We know that with Acceler, dude. It dumped worthless anyhow. Oh, is it that bad now? Get a Tangem and put your XCL in it, and then click on it after you moved your cent as well. Okay, I'll try to do that afterward. There's proof, bro. All trending on. There is proof, bro. All trending on. Oh, you're saying, yeah, the coordinated attacks. I mean, that's the manipulation here, dude. I would agree with you, observer. I mean, I think that the manipulation in this market is crazy, dude. I 100% agree. And there's nothing that like in that. There's everyone out there talking about it. I'll have to see the information on there. Everyone posting about it, about the manipulated attack. I bet you there's a lot of people out there that are pretty bummed out about it. So people are saying, so Altcoin Daily came out and said 2024 was the real bull market. 2025 was the bear market. 2026 is the crab market. 2027 is the monster market. I don't know what the hell that means, but that's kind of weird. So this is the chart I was showing you guys. This is the on-chain stuff here. So it says right here, you can see that the order flow compares real buying to selling pressure on how strong price is moving. So when they don't match, hidden divergence appears. Positive for hidden buying, negative for hidden selling. Extreme spikes reveal major imbalances. And you can see every time we've had major spikes, there have been imbalances right here. It says right now, BTC is still printing the largest hidden buying spike of the entire cycle. Even after the most recent drop, it signals a strong upside reversal is more likely than not. And it might take a few weeks to play out, but buyers haven't run out of money, basically. So they're thinking that this actually, and again, you could say whatever you want about it, but I mean, the hidden buying pressure as potential bullish acceleration. Again, for you to decide, but I mean, I think this is kind of another on-chain thing that this person put out here. I think that there's still money to be put into this markets. I'm hoping Cent XCL are the real deal. 4 days. Let's see if I can collect my relay rewards. Oh yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. I hope you can. Dude. Lots of people are pissed. Yeah. I mean, I'd be pretty pissed too. You know what I mean? I mean, manipulation, it's all noise. I mean, there are some things out there. I mean, we know that exchanges, Kev. I mean, you talk about it all the time, right? You say not to leverage trade. We know that these exchanges are out here seeking out I even said, remember me. I do remember you, Andy. You even said, leverage trading is a scam, right? But people out here leverage trading, dude. You're talking billions of dollars getting eaten up, bro. I play my antics, but it's massively tanked. Oh man. So yeah, dude. I told you pre-sales. You gotta find the right ones, dude. I mean, the ones with developers who are actually trying to create something in the space that's for the user. You know, and that's the biggest thing, man. Ignore the futters. Just do your own research and risk what you're willing to lose. 100% realistic end of year price for XRP. I mean, at this rate, I'd be happy if we just stayed above $2. I think we're gonna have we should have a bounce back. I'm gonna give it a couple weeks. I already said, dude, probably middle of December. I think we're gonna probably flatten out a little bit, and I'm hoping more towards the middle, maybe third week, going into the Christmas side of it. The downside is though is that we tend to have a bit of a sell off at the end of the year, anyways. As you guys know, there's tax harvesting at the end of the year, and it's really the tax harvesting side is just like you'll see the markets come down. So you have me a little paranoid, Austin. If I click the Antics claim link, should I worry about my balance or other tokens I have? That's why I didn't click it, dude. I don't know. I mean, they had a botched launch. They had an issue with their smart contract, and then they're telling people to connect their wallets and claim. Like, I ain't touching that, dude. That's the point. If you're putting your cock on the block, you've always got yourself to blame when someone has a swing at it. I absolutely zero sympathy. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and that's where I think it's important, when it comes, Kev, to I kind of love what Aster's doing, dude. I think that these dark pools is the way to go, dude. Then you can't really, I think it should be private. I think your leverage trade should be private. Then these exchanges can't seek you out. You know what I mean? I think that's the right way to do it, dude. Do it on the decentralized side. Let's keep things decentralized. Do perpetual trading on the decentralized side in a dark pool. And I mean, then these exchanges won't be able to manipulate you, dude. That's the biggest thing, man. Has Sentinel given you any pre-sale rewards yet? Yeah, dude, I got pre-sale rewards right now from Sentinel, dude. I think I'm at roughly like $178. It keeps going down because obviously more people are buying. But yeah, dude, I'm thinking about $178 in ETH rewards. So when this launches, I'll be able to claim my ETH. But right now, like 8,000, the bot has generated income. It's gone down in terms of income. I mean, the markets are kind of rough right now, so I don't know how well it's doing. But I mean, yesterday's performance was around 2,805. And then the first day was 17.4. Second day was 17.4. Then went to 3.3, 4.5, and it's kind of gone down. The markets have been a little rough, but overall, the profits right now are generated just this month. We're talking in roughly 7 days. The bot has generated almost $42,966. 21,000 going to burn Cent, 12,000 going to burn XCL, and 8,000 going to ETH going to holders in ETH. Like, I'm pretty excited about that, dude. Like, and dude, like, I'm excited to see where this goes, bro. I really, really am, dude. XCL is at a really good price to buy. I've been picking up more. I haven't actually looked at XCL. Where has XCL performed in terms of where the prices are at? Let's take a look real quick. I haven't actually looked at XCL yet. Let's take a look at XCL. I mean, down at three, dude, it's still up. I mean, we're still from a pre-sale price, dude. We're still up roughly, 200% from retail price, 246, almost a 300% up, 300% up from pre-sale price. Like, that's not that bad. XCL is, it's still sitting around there. And I think once Sentinel comes out and we start to have those burns coming in, we start to see it getting bought up, using the Fox formula. I mean, I think Acceler could do phenomenal, dude. I'm that's why I'm holding. I know people have sold and did their thing, but Austin, I only have $50 in rewards. Hell yeah, you got rewards though. XCL in the trenches. It's coming down, dude. Everything is in the trenches right now, dude. Like, I couldn't agree more with that. I've been staying positive by watching the XRP ETF inflows while we are all out looking at negative sentiment. Institutions are buying it up. Ripple keeps making moves. I would agree. I mean, Ripple's still it's one of my largest ones out there, dude. I got a healthy Aster bag. Price looking good for some of you. Yeah, Aster's looking pretty good too. I like Aster's business model here. Aster will change the game here. And the reason why I say that, dude, is because and the Aster's price is actually, gosh, dude, it's gone down a lot, right? But I mean, still, if you zoom out on this, dude, the price is still up. I mean, it's up 66% overall, but I actually think it's up higher than that. I think that's not a good number. I think it's still up pretty. I think it launched at what, 8 cents? So I mean, I think it's up a lot higher than that. Let's go overall. Yeah, it's still up 1,000. I mean, 1,000% from from all time low. You're up 1,000%. So basically from when it launched. But I like their model, dude. I like what they're trying to do, and I kind of support that. So, Selmo Fudd, thanks so much for the $10 super chat, dude. Old Slick Nick said crypto is a trick. He stole your bags along with your chick. He did it for a kicks, and he did it real quick. He did it for the clicks. Now ain't that sick? I love that, dude. Dude, thanks so much for the $10 super chat, Selmo. It's good to see you, buddy. I feel like I haven't seen someone in a long time, dude. Hope all is well with you, bro. Thanks so much again. And that I like that. The institution's not buying; they selling ETFs. They are right now. We can actually go back and look. I don't know as far as the XRP ETFs go. Let's actually go to the far side here. You can see far side over here gives us our ETFs. You can see the outflows of. It'll be interesting to see what the outflows were today, December 1st. We'll probably see that here in about. Usually the outflows show here in about 3 hours, 2 hours. We'll see the outflows of these. For Bitcoin. Obviously, BlackRock still sold back on the 28th. Ethereum, obviously, you can see there was a purchasing coming in here. I wonder if they're going to add. I hope the far side actually adds XRP to this side over here. We'll see if they do or not. But I get the feeling Leonard is CZ. Institution's not buying. Yeah. Was that Harry Mack in the chat dropping those bars? Yeah, dude, Harry Mack. I love Harry Mack, dude. Yeah. XCL in the trenches. Yeah, it is, dude. Gonna be a rough year, 2026. We'll see what happens, man. It's crazy to think that 2026 is actually, coming in to be a, we have a lot of, supposedly a lot of positive things in 2026. We got a stimulus check potentially coming in, which would be huge for a lot of people. We got tax cuts coming in, which would be huge for a lot of people. We'll see if the tariff. The tariff discussion is a big discussion still, right? Whether the Supreme Court, SCOTUS actually comes out and sides with Trump on the tariff side, or they don't. It's really going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Call me in the spring when all the prices go up and when mine sold the FUD and I'm just holding. Yeah, October 26th is technically October of 2026 is technically going to be the bottom of the bear, right? That's what the cycle, the other side. That's the other side of the cycle, dude. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah. I'm touching crypto once BTC is under 40K. Gosh, damn. Trump tax return, same deal as last stymie. Buckle up. Dude, the stimulus checks are going to be crazy, dude. What the heck is holding up pretty good? Yeah, XRP, shitcoin. Oh, my God. Provide evidence of it. You think otherwise? Yeah. Austin, will XRP go up a little in the next 2 weeks? I hope so. I hope that by middle of December that we have a nice little relief rally on this. We'll see 100K BTC end of year. There could be a relief rally. I was just pointing out there. Good question, Alexi. When the Clarity Act is probably not going to be till 2026. I don't think the Clarity Act is going to go through till 2026. But if we go back and look at Bitcoin, like I said, I just drew this little fib right here. These retracements are already at the bottom. We're hitting levels. We're in actually buy territory based off this fib, right? We're at a level. We're at the 100, the 100 moving average right now. We're actually settling right on the 100 moving average. Moving average is actually at 85. We're actually at 85.57. We're at 85.018. We're at the bottom on the weeklies down here. Last time these actually came down right here was back over here. And if you pull a fib on this one, like we'll just pull a fib on the last time when this one came down, we haven't actually hit the levels. Look at the levels that we hit back on this one, right? The weekly came down on the RSIs right here, and we just breached past the 0.5 level right here on this last little run. So if you go back over here, we're on a way bigger dip now than we were before. But again, like pulling those levels, these can continue to come down. But even if you go to last bear market or last bull run, and then let's just say that was the top, right? Just realize that these cycles come down and it'll bounce back up again. These will fall. Look at this, dude. It fell back down. Let's just look at this, dude. This is where I know there's going to be a relief rally at some point. Again, we might not get back up to the height of like 126, but this relief will come back. We'll come back into anywhere from let me get this bar out of the way here. This bar's annoying me. We'll get anywhere from the the 0.65 to the 618, even back up to the 0.5 right here. There will be a relief back up to that, right? And that's kind of what's happening here with this one. It happens every time. There will be a little bit of a relief before the next dump. And this will tell us, dude. This will actually tell us now. We've hit the peak down here. We came up. We hit let's say this is the height. That means that we're going to probably come back up here and hit these levels. which again at this point would give you what you bring Bitcoin back up anywhere from 10%, which is 94, all the way up to about 100%, which pushes right at the top of the 0.5. So I mean that actually works out. That actually works out for relief rallies, getting Bitcoin back to 100,000. And we could probably pull the same levels for Ethereum, even though Ethereum's it's a little different here. Ethereum's about to hit on Ethereum's about to hit a new low. I mean, like we're about to hit a lower low here in a minute, dude. Which is actually the lower low would actually be down here at 2,000 on this cycle. So we actually haven't got close yet on the Ethereum side, but we're almost back down to the 200 EMA. So that's kind of wild, dude. Have a good stream. I'm focused on getting my days going. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Andrew, as always. I wouldn't expect clarity till the end of Q1 or Q2. Probably true, guy. Probably true on that one. I guess we'll use my phone as it's valued. We need the clarity would be nice. I don't know exactly what they're going to say. I mean, the clarity is probably going to have to evolve, dude. Provide evidence. Oh, you're talking about the XRP thing. There will be a rebound here. There will be a relief rally. There always is. So, Austin, look at that red drop. You put a fib earlier. It's the same pattern that's about to happen. Oh, you're talking about right here? I'm going to go back to Bitcoin. You talking this one right here? You're saying it's about to happen, the same one that happened over here, I'm assuming? Is that what you're saying, dude? Is intact. It's a smart to sell, to buy at lower prices. The only reason why I choose not to sell, yes, the ABC gotcha. I get what you're saying, dude. The only reason why I don't sell, Tarek, and you can do what's best for you, is I don't want to pay the taxes yet, dude. I don't want to pay tax on it, So I avoid it. There's no reason for me to sell my position. Some people feel like they're at a loss, but again, selling for a loss isn't always the best thing either. To try to buy at a lower position. That's why I'd rather just hold the position and then try to find ways to work my way into it. What do you think about the Monad? I mean, a lot of people here love Monad. I mean, Andrew just left, but I mean, he's a big believer in Monad. A lot of people out there shooting FUD at Monad right now. Monad's taking a big hit. Obviously, you can see right now down to well below pre-sale price now. I think it's below pre-sale price, but it's still up 20% from all-time low. I don't even know if this is 100% correct here, but I mean, it's 49% down from its all-time high. This thing just launched. Obviously, a lot of retail or a lot of institutions, or I guess I should say VC money in on this. People probably selling in the beginning of it all. So you got to think about that as well. Wave 3 is always the biggest. Count 3 impulses up. Always about ABC. Okay. Austin, have a good Christmas this year, man. You too, Cam. Appreciate you, man. Mamo, too big hype lately, brother. Oh, you talking about Mamo or Mando? You mean Mando? Yeah, Mando. I mean, I think a lot of people hopped on this thing. This is the first pre-sale put out there by Coinbase. You know what I mean? Monad came down to pre-sale listing. If you played it right, you made money. If you didn't, that's on you. Yeah, I mean, that's the game. That's the name of the game, dude. I made money on Monad. That's what it's about, dude. A lot of people are going to buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. A lot of these pre-sales are a way to get in early. There's going to obviously be an initial run to it. It's going to do very well. People are going to sell. I mean, that's what happened with the Acceler. People got in early. Some people are there holding and believe in the project. Other people are just there to buy and sell and trade it. And that's what it's there for. That's what crypto's there. Some people, hold on to it. And that's what Sentinel's going to do the same thing. Sentinel's going to probably, I hope it does really well. We see a nice little rally with it, and I hope that what this strategy is, though, is that the bot's going to be able to come back and continually build up and buy that floor. That's where Acceler actually was missing, was the revenue generator to come in and actually buy up that floor. I think Sentinel will actually have that revenue generator to come in and be able to do what it said it's going to do. And it's not only going to do that, but it's also going to fuel Acceler. So, which is, again, what Acceler's gap was, that Acceler didn't have the funds to be able to run through their protocol to then generate the fees, to then pay the relayers and do all that kind of stuff. Now they're force feeding Acceler. They're going to force feed the Fox formula and the relayer. And on top of that, they're going to force feed Sentinel. I mean, they're force feeding Sentinel. 50% of anything here is going to go back and buy back and burn. So, I mean, like, every day, the money that's being made is going to continually come back and buy the token. And burn it away, right? So you're basically just going to get a seller. You're basically every day you're going to get a buyer of whatever the value is. You're going to get a buyer who's going to buy and hold forever. Like, that's what you're getting every time someone buys and burns. You're getting a buyer who's going to buy a percentage for the price and it's going to be burned and locked away. The gap between burning these fake burns back in 2021 and 2022, when all these meme coins came out here with these fake burns, was that they were actually burning tokens that haven't actually been distributed, right? They were tokens that were out there, but they were free to burn. They weren't they had no value. The great thing about Sentinel, the great thing about Acceler is that only the tokens that were purchased are out there to be purchased and bought, right? So I mean, like if 2 billion tokens are bought, there's only going to be 2 billion plus whatever the liquidity pool is for circulation. So like that's the great part about it. It's not these fake tokens to be burned. So that's the part that I like the most, is that these are actually true burns. They're not fake burns. And you have to have a money generator to actually allow these things to happen. If you don't have that, you're screwed, dude. You can't make money in crypto as a project if you have no way to generate money, dude. You're just going to fail. You'll fail 100% of the time. That's why these meme coins fail left and right, is because they have nothing to generate money. The only thing they have is hope that people buy. Now with Sentinel, it's like, okay, you can buy or not. Like the Sentinel's out there making money, and it's going to continue to buy and do its thing. So for me, like that's where it's at. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to see. I can give a shit less about the rest. So Cent equals EBT for XCL. they got that snap. It's XCL snap. That's actually pretty funny, dude. The XCL Mafia group is also burning tokens. Yeah, the XCL Mafia is killing it right now, dude. You guys are out there burning a shit ton. I'm holding on to XRP until Mother Nature says breathe no more. Dissolved. So yeah, there's those things too. That's kind of what I dig, dude. So yeah. But markets are, I mean, yeah, Monad, again, pre-sale came out here. Obviously, it came out delivered. I mean, people hit numbers. You can see right now, markets are coming down slightly again. XRP is actually holding on nicely at $2 right now. So good to see that. Let's see here. Island Getaway. Yeah. When We Are Dead, XRP. I don't think XRP is garbage at all, dude. I don't think XRP is garbage at all. But all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I got some things I got to do today. I actually got to descale. This kind of sounds crazy, but I got to descale my my tankless water heater today. That's what I'm focusing on. Descaling my tankless water heater today. So I already had to clean out the filter today. So that's what I'll be doing. If you guys want to know, maybe most of you guys probably didn't give a shit that I was doing that, but that's what I'll be doing for the next 2 hours. I'm gonna go descale a water heater. So yeah, with all that, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I know the markets are down right now. All I say is just, continue to do what's best for you. I'm holding strong. Obviously, I'm going to try to come on tonight. We'll see where the markets are at tonight. Markets are flattening out kind of. You can actually see right now the markets are kind of flattening out, which is kind of nice here. And just be patient, everyone. Just be patient. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you all. Thank you guys. Love you. And we're out. Peace out, everyone.